Hey everybody, James here. Hey, here's an update on my slow rust blue process I did on my Colt 1911. It actually came out pretty darn good, I think. It has a real nice black luster shine to it. But it was slow, just like the process says. You can see it came out with a nice gloss. I'm pretty happy with it. The only part that didn't come out good was the beaver tail. For some reason, I think I need to strip that down to bare metal and try that part over. Something about that metal, I don't know what it was, but the rest of it came out nice. So, gun should last quite a while. You can see as I turn it in the light, it has a lot of blue hue to it. Anyway, I thought I'd explain what I did, or what I found worked, because I just followed a couple of other YouTube videos. There's a couple of them out there that show the complete process, but it's basically waiting on metal parts to rust and boiling them. Then I used quad zero or quad aught super fine steel wool to card it. But basically, you disassemble the whole weapon, degrease it. I just cleaned it off with rubbing alcohol. Well, I did actually put it in the kitchen sink with hot soapy water, and then I used rubbing alcohol just to make sure everything was degreased thoroughly. Then you take this Barrel Brown. This is Laurel Mountain Barrel Brown. You take this and swab it on there, and you just a light film is all you do. Where's that at? I just used a little gun cleaning cloth. Just dab a little bit in there and make sure it's not saturated. Just damp is all you want. And you put a light film on all the metal surfaces. And what I did was I hung it up, all the little pieces up with little pieces of wire on this piece of dowel rod, and just let them rust. And you want to make sure that it's completely rusted. Just a nice little light film of rust. And I found that it speeds the process up immensely if you just use the pan you're going to boil it in as a steamer box too, or a hot box, some people call it. But you want to make sure you use distilled water. That's a must, because you don't want any chemicals or hard water leaving spots on the metal. But as long as you use the distilled water, put this stuff on, just a thin film. Then, like I say, what I did, I found this process worked for me anyway. I hung the parts on here, put about an inch or two of water in there, and just put it on the stove, the kitchen stove, and put it on warm, just so that it's just enough that there's just like a little mist of steam coming off of it. It's not boiling, it's just hot water. And that hot, moist water coming off of here onto the parts that you have hanging on this dowel rod, it rusts it a lot quicker. You can have it rusting in probably 2 hours. You'll have a nice little haze of brown on it. And once it does that, then I just would crank the heat up on the pot, get it boiling, and I also found out that it doesn't really matter if you submerge the metal parts in the boiling water or if you just steam it. So what I would do is get it boiling, put the lid on it, and pretty much with a roaring boil and it's steaming like a mad dog, I'd let it in there for about 15 minutes, maybe 20. And in that time frame, it turns coal black, just like that. But what it'll have on it, when you take the parts out, you let them cool off a little bit, take your steel wool, and there'll be like a, I don't know, oxidized coating on it that comes off real easy with the steel wool. And depending on your metal, you may get away with doing it once, or it may take as many as 5 to 8 times, I've read. But I gave this five different coats to get this, because I wanted the real dark color. And the more times you do it, the deeper the coat gets. And like I say, that depends on the metal that for the particular gun that you're using, or whatever you're trying to coat like this. It's not really a coating, it's an actual rust bluing. The reason I went to all the hassle of doing this is, through my research, it said that the slow rust bluing, this process that I did on this, is actually more rust resistant than factory hot blue, and also any type of cold blue you do. So it took a little bit longer, but it came out nice, and it's supposed to be a really, really good finish for durability. So anyway, that's what I did. And then, after you get your last coat on there, you're supposed to soak it in some type of gun oil. I used rum oil. And I just put it in a plastic container, all the little pieces, and just left them coated in oil for 24 hours. And that actually even makes it even more of a deeper black, I guess you'd say, after it's soaked in the oil. But anyway, that's what I did. It wasn't really complicated. It was just, wipe on some of this stuff, let it rust for a couple hours, boil it, guard it off with some steel wool, and repeat until you get the finish that you desire for that firearm. So anyway, that's my story. Thanks for watching. Bye.